export industry, to the industry in general. And so we are seeing, compared to all the other countries who've been hit by COVID, Pakistan is that fortunate country where our stock exchange shows that the business community has confidence in us. Our exchange rate reflects that. We have now cement sales are highest in our history, which means that the construction, the incentives given to the construction sector have worked. So the construction sector is on the move, which means more employment. Our textile industry at the moment is running full. The hub of the city, which is the hub of the textile industry, Faisalabad, they're short of labor right now. So the measures we took first stabilized and now are heading in the right direction. Of course, I say this because we do not now know, and we are praying that the second wave of COVID does not really make us take those measures which affect this right trend, the country which is heading in the right direction. That CPEC is not exclusive to just China. CPEC is, first of all, it started with connectivity. It was a transport, a road network which connected various areas in Pakistan. Secondly, it was about power generation. We were short of power, so we needed power generation, to fuel the growing population and the growth rate. So now the second phase of CPEC is more than connectivity. It is special economic zones which we are opening up with special incentives there. It is about agriculture, where we really need help from China because their productivity in agriculture is much higher than in Pakistan. And it's about also these technology institutes which we want help from China because of digitalization of Pakistan, improving our e-commerce. So we need skilled labor for that. So that's also part of CPEC. But mainly it is about connectivity. It connects Pakistan to China, which is one of the biggest markets. It is also, you talked about the railway. First time in Pakistan's history, we are modernizing our railway. And it will completely revolutionize railway travel in Pakistan, which is called the ML1. And it connects Karachi right up to Peshawar. And the next phase, we want to connect it right through Afghanistan to Uzbekistan. So it will connect us to China. And also, we hope that there will be an east-west. Unfortunately, with India right now, we have a problem. And we hope that this will change with a new government, which is a moderate government. We have where we can resume normal relationship with India. But with Iran, if sanctions are lifted there, we then have a north to south, east to west connectivity, and Pakistan's special strategic location connects it to the biggest biggest markets, as well as the energy corridor. So we are really very well placed, and CPEC is a great opportunity to now move forward from here. And as I said, it's not exclusive to China. Anyone can become part of the CPEC. The key for us right now is Afghanistan. It's after a long time that there is a prospect of peace. For some reason, there were attempts for a military solution, and here's someone who kept saying that there was never going to be a military solution. Finally, the peace talks started, and Pakistan played a huge part in getting the Americans and the Taliban to sit on a table. And then it played another very difficult to get an intra-Afghan dialogue going. Now, unfortunately, the level of violence is growing in Afghanistan, and this is of concern to us because we believe that peace in Afghanistan has huge dividends, first of all to the people of Afghanistan, but then to people of Pakistan. It connects us right up to Central Asia. And as you quite rightly said, Central Asia has this huge untapped potential, which will be of great benefit to us and to Central Asia if they can connect right down. They're landlocked, and they can, through Gwadar, they can be connected to the world. So the great hope here is that these talks succeed and there is peace in Afghanistan. And apart from anything else, the tribal belt of Pakistan, the strip of land adjoining Pakistan and Afghanistan, they were devastated by the war on terror. And the best way to rehabilitate and to give employment to the people there is if there is peace in Afghanistan, and the adjoining areas will benefit the most from trading and connectivity. If someone asked me what was President Trump's greatest achievement, for me it is this resumption of the Afghan peace process. I feel that it was a great achievement of his because he literally forced this peace process to take place. And the fact that after so many years there's a dialogue going on, no matter how difficult, and it was always going to be difficult. The longer the conflict, the harder it is to bridge that divide which that conflict creates. So I feel that President Trump did a great job here, and I'm convinced that President-elect Biden is not going to reverse this because there is no other solution. I mean, there is only one way forward. You can't have a conflict going on for 19 years and no result and expect that you keep doing the same thing over and over again and you expect a result in the next 19 years. So therefore, I think everyone will be trying to push this peace process. Let me just say one thing, that, we see our government as a facilitator, to facilitate the private sector. We believe that, the government's job is not to actually come into business, except in certain crucial areas. But in this field, we really believe that it's the private sector that needs to be encouraged and facilitated. So the answer is yes, this is the future, public-private partnership. And the sectors you mentioned are extremely important: agriculture, governance system, because the efficiency in governance system comes with e-governance. And we have actually set ourselves deadline when we want all our government departments to be on, e-government rather than the old paper pushing. Pakistan's retail sale is almost around 125 to 130 billion dollars. It's a huge market, 220 million people, young population. More than me telling you, I would like you to tell Dr. Hafiz, what are the sort of things you want us to do? How do we encourage people like you? Because, and you mentioned groceries, this is something which really we have been working on in the past 4 or 5 months because of our food inflation. And we want somehow to encourage wholesale or where the retail can get directly stuff from the farmers so that we can, the consumers can get low price groceries. And this has been a discussion going on within our government. But we would love you to give your point of view. And Dr. Hafiz, since he heads the committee which looks at food inflation on a weekly basis, he knows all about the efforts we are trying to make to somehow bring down the cost of vegetables and groceries. So we would really love you to give your input in this. We want 3 things. Number one, we want the actual farmers to get paid more, because at the moment they do not get paid much. The middleman gets most of the money. So the one who works hard, number one, we want him to get paid more. And secondly, we want the consumers to get a lower price. And thirdly, we would want our products to be graded. Problem is, this is, Pakistan has some of the best fruits and vegetables in the world. Problem is, because we don't grade them, we cannot market them, we can't export them as well. So, you have that expertise, so we would love to have that knowledge from you. And this government would really encourage any automobile investors in this country and especially who can export from Pakistan. So who can, manufacture the automobiles here and then export. And we have given a series of incentives for them. And in fact, there has been a growth post-COVID there has been a growth in the sales of motor cars in Pakistan. And secondly, we have also just come up with an electric vehicle policy. So that also we are encouraging right now, bearing in mind this government is very conscious of the environment and the global warming and climate change. We've taken various steps. And one of them is that we are now encouraging electric vehicles to be made in Pakistan. What 28 paces in the ease of doing business we've improved in 1 year. I can just say one thing, that in Pakistan, in 60s, we were a model for the developing world. Pakistan was industrializing quicker than any other country in Asia. And Pakistan was given example of success.